this is AJ, and this episode is going to be about what I did at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival. I hope you like it. The first thing I did when we went into the St. Louis Renaissance Fair was I stopped and watched Bella the Bard play some songs. Next, we went and watched the joust. It reminded me of wrestling because of the violence. I like violence.
Here we go.
We then walked around the Renaissance Festival for a bit, looking at some cool stuff like this dragon statue. I saw a guy dressed like the Mandalorian and I thought it was a really good costume. I then went to the Mermaid's Cove and got a coin. I then went to the free petting zoo where I got to see some owls and hold a lemur. It was really cool.
I originally came here for the owls. So yeah, I love owls.
What do you think?
Oh, what's its name?
What is its name?
Queenie.
Hi, Queenie.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Alright, I'm gonna go check out.
Next, I got to hold an owl, another thing crossed off my bucket list.
That's cool. Alright,
That's awesome. I don't want to scare it.
Don't cut him until I have him there. So, because he's been with his wife for 2 years, and we just took him out like 2 weeks. The only one that has names is the girl. She's so long. She's a Velveteen. The other two are off, and one's dwarf and one's regular.
After that, we walked around and I saw Totally Lost playing. They were really good.
Kill Kenny! Bastards. And I'm sure he treated me better. Let me go!
We explored a little bit more and saw some things we missed. And then I got to meet my favorite video game character, Link. We walked around a little bit more and I saw Crazy Boy Koi starting his show. I liked his show so much that I ended up interviewing him another day that we went to the show.
By the power of Grayskull! Oh, that's staying in the show. I love it. Yeah. All right, here we go. Built-in applause points.
I then got invited up on stage to dance and I truly had no clue what I was doing. But it was still kind of fun.
You're inviting me
having pirate parties where we'll sing and dance and really make a scene. So raise your crossbones, we'll wake up Davy Jones as we toast and cheer the humble pirate queen.
And finally, here is the interview I told you about earlier on in the episode. Hello, everybody. I am here with Coy Espinoza.
That is me, a.k.a. Crazy Boy Coy.
Someone who does stunts for a living. What made you decide that you wanted to do stunts for a living?
So when I was younger, I was in college, and I had a sudden death in my family. And I decided that life was too short to do things that don't make you happy. So I figured this is a good way to bring joy to the world, and beats having a real job, you know, having to clock in at a 9 to 5. Yeah.
What advice do you have for people who want to become a stunts showman like you are?
Practice. Obviously get good at the stunts first and foremost, and then every day I try to do something for the show, whether it be practice, usually practice, or working out, like for the physical part of the show. And then also every day I try to do something for the business part, you know, even if it's just one little thing, as long as you do something that day. Yeah. So just consistency, really.
What is the craziest crowd you have ever worked for?
I did the very first North Dakota Renaissance Festival earlier this year, and they were crazy. Not particularly, they weren't like huge, like large, but they were just very nice as far as how much money they put in my hat, and I brought like 100 shot glasses, and they bought them all before the weekend was over. It was my first time there, so I didn't bring all my merchandise, and so next year I will bring all of it. Yeah.
Also, what inspirations have you had for your stunts?
So I pull inspiration from different places. Obviously, a lot of other jugglers. The very first juggler I ever saw on stage, who is still performing and I still admire very, very much, is Brian Wendling, aka Bob, the Incredible Juggler. He's like in his late 60s, I want to say, maybe early 70s, and he's still, you know, walking around on that giant ball that I walk around. He still does that. He has a ladder he walks around. But I also I draw inspiration from the flow arts. I use that tiny hula hoop. It's made for doing manipulations, but obviously I use it for different things like contortion and things like that. And I try to watch as many other performers as I can so that I can, you know, get ideas from everywhere.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.